Hello, and thank you for joining me for this work at home info session. This is a PowerPoint presentation that I will be covering what our business is, what kind of opportunities we have available, and the road to actually working from home. So, what is Aries Business Services? We are an in-home call center work agency. We provide access to real hourly paid work at home opportunities, and we are here to promote a healthier work-life balance. Well, we are not. We're not an MLM. We're not a set it up, forget it opportunity. Genuine effort is required. And we're not a real estate opportunity. Just an opportunity to work from your real estate. Part-time jobs. Anymore, anymore through the years, part-time jobs has kind of lost its meaning. Anymore, we're used to just being able to go to an app and get paid. Now, a lot of these apps comes to mind when we're talking about the biggies such as Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, Postmates, Grubhub, and DoorDash, just to name a few. In this type of companies, you're either being a delivery driver or a taxi driver. They are typically not available during convenient times, usually during dinner time or lunchtime. It's very easy to join. It is so easy that you go online at any time and you're working. And you also do have to use your own personal car. As wonderful as all these opportunities may be, what they don't tell you is this. Say, for example, if you are being a delivery driver for, say, DoorDash, Grubhub, or even Uber Eats, there's little to no tips. The pay is getting less and less. You're having to drive further and further distances. Too many drivers sometimes. Sometimes you have to have extra expenses just to even do the job. In my example, when I was working for Uber full time, not only did I need to have a car payment while I was still working, but I also had to have a special insurance just to drive for Uber. In my case, it was the rideshare insurance. It was almost as much as my car payments. And the pay varies. It's not very consistent. Working at home part-time. Working at home part-time is hourly work. It is part-time. You get to go home because all the work is done 100% at home. It's very flexible. You get to choose your schedule at least 15 hours a week. Of course, if you work more than your 15 hours a week, it just means more money for you. And you are able to also deduct expenses, such as your home office, your internet and phone bill, computer, possibly if you don't have one. So, what we're going to talk about next is the road to working from home. We're going to talk about who a successful candidate is, the equipment usually needed to work from home, registration, opportunities, preview, choosing your own path, pre-worked, and training and pay. Now, who is usually a good candidate to work from home? Usually someone who is a successful candidate has a great attitude. As long as they believe in their success will be theirs. Just like any other job, timeliness is key. As long as you're doing great work, you have great results, that is literally your job security. There's no special clubs, there's no favorites or something like that. Just your job security. Someone who is disciplined and committed. Quiet home office is needed. When I say quiet home office, it usually involves a space of where you actually are able to work free of distractions. You need to give it a genuine effort. This is actually a job. And someone who is also open to coaching. What do you need to work from home? First, and foremost, you do need a home office space or maybe a room that can be closed off and it can be quiet enough so when you are taking calls, you're not interrupting any other customers and the quality of service. Laptop or a desktop, no all-in-ones. Dual monitor is something that we do recommend. Internet and phone line is required. Phone line as in landline. A USB headset and a telephone and a headset so when you are receiving calls from customers to answer on the phone. So what is next? What's next is we register with a company to add to the roster and we now get to look at the opportunities. So which kind of opportunities are typically available? Well, instead of working with small mom and pop shops, we are actually working with major brand names. Major brand names such as Comcast, Infinity, Intuit, QuickBooks, the makers of TurboTax, Airbnb, and many others. We're working with Fortune 500 companies, popular brands, and all and many others. Choosing your own path. When you choose your own path, this gives you a lot of different flexibility from your traditional call center work. When you join a call center, you're usually only working with one client, learning about one client and only learning one particular subject matter. And here you can actually choose the kind of work you want to do. You can choose from customer service, as that's what you're really good at. You can choose to do some technical support, roadside assistance, being a home service associate, helping customers with vacation and timeshare rentals, and many more. Once you choose the opportunity, this is where the pre-work begins. It is a very important step to complete in the onboarding process. It comprises of doing a voice check, a skill set check, document submitting your documentation for identification, completing a background/drug screen if applicable, and we're pretty much waiting to begin for class to begin. So training, what is training about? Training usually comprises of two separate sessions, one in the AM, one in the PM. The AM session, it is starting usually around 6 a.m. And PM sessions start around 3 p.m. The sessions are 5 days a week, anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, 4 to 5 weeks. Up to 2 hours of independent work is recommended. While you are in training, there is a very strict attendance and homework policy. Daily homework submitted along with quizzes and tests. 100% attendance is required during training. No exceptions. Just like any other job, training is essential for you to be able to complete the certification. If you happen to miss the time of your class, uh, you will just have a 30-day waiting period until you can try again. So once you choose a class, you really need to know yourself and be able to commit yourself to doing this while you're into your certification. Post training. Now, the post training is where you enter the probationary period after doing all your homeworks, quizzes, and doing your mock calls to talk to prospective customers. You're almost at the finish line of being able to pass, being able to get your production contract, which is just after passing this probation period. At this point in time, you actually already are setting up your hours. You are earning production pay, and you're also setting up your schedule to work at least 15 hours a week, if not more. This is the training and production pay. So training is a little different from the production pay, meaning that while you're in production, as in already past training, already talking to customers, navigating through the systems, and actually talking to customers and servicing them, that is when you'll be able to earn an hourly wage. But until then, you do have a couple options on how to be compensated for your time and effort during this task. Option one is to get a one-time bonus for passing certification. Depending on the time, sometimes this can range anywhere from $150 to $250. Option two is you get a training allowance. You do have an allowance of about $10 a session. It is broken down to $5 of attendance and $5 for doing your homework. Certification is required for hourly rate. Production rate is your hourly rate. How this is paid is we complete your hours by determining how many intervals you work. Each interval is considered 30 minutes. 2 intervals will equate to 1 hour worth of work. Now, the pay rate. The pay rate is actually something that varies depending on the level of difficulty as well as what your individual capabilities are. Typically, for starters, someone who's not done any of this work at home, there are some contracts that are perfect for beginners. Level one pay typically ranges between $8 to $9. Titles that are usually in the level one usually involve customer service, soft sales, inbound customer service. As you move up the ladder, more and more skills will be needed. On a level two contract, the pay can vary from anywhere to $9 to $11 an hour. And some of the positions that usually can pay this are customer service and sales, outbound contact, and inbound collections. Now, level three compensation usually is between $11 to $12, and of course this requires more and more skill. Some titles that are associated with level three pay are usually non-trip customer support and software support. Some of the perks that you have is a top performer. You have the ability to earn a top pay potential. Not only do you have your base, plus plus you'll be able to receive some bonuses and commissions if available. You do have the opportunity to earn a bonus. That could be anywhere from $1 to $500. Picking your first schedule. You can actually choose your schedule before anyone else does. You'll get first pick of what the schedule will more likely look like, along with other perks and bonuses as the opportunities arise. Our commitment to you is you're not alone in the journey. We do offer some weekly training sessions and rehearsal sessions the closer and closer you get to the point. We are your advocate. We ensure your success. We can submit incidentals based on communication and suggest the best action along the way. You have no computer? That is not a problem. We do have some business grade computers and setup equipment for sale of lease. So pretty much if you have a room and you have internet and a phone line, you can work. We can help you out with the computer. The computer systems can be leased starting at $25 a week, $25 a paycheck. If you choose to purchase, you can do this by putting down a small down payment. We do have a system starting at $500. And if you already have all those things but just need a few items, we do also have business kits. Telephones, headsets, and USB headsets. If you already have the phone, if you already have the computer, but just need those couple extra items. Now, if any of you or yourself have any more questions, then we can go ahead and proceed to setting up an appointment so we can get you signed up so you can look it up at the opportunities and continue to make you one step closer to working from home. Again, this is Arthur with Aries Business Services, and thank you again for your time.